Hi, welcome to Not So Creative. In this video, I'll guide you step by step on how to knit this simple yet beautiful hat. I'll share tips and tricks for working with the Fair Isle technique as we follow the pattern. You'll find the written pattern linked in the description box, which includes two sizes, medium and large. In this video, I'll show you how to knit the medium size. The written instructions also includes the chart for the colorwork, the specific information about the yarn I am using, needle sizes and more. Make sure to download it before starting. This hat is knitted in the round from rim to crown, and the colorwork uses only 2 colors per row, making it ideal for getting started with this technique. For this project, you'll need 3 colors. One main color, I will be using this one, and 2 contrasting colors. The yarn I am using, it's a DK weight yarn and 100% merino wool. I recommend using wool because after blocking, wool tends to bloom, filling any gaps in the stitches and giving the project a smoother finish. But if wool isn't an option, any material works actually. Just try to avoid slippery yarns like silk or alpaca, as they can make the colorwork less crisp, unless, of course, that's the look you're going for. To start, take the smaller needles and cast on 114 stitches. You can use any cast on method you like, but I will be using the German twisted cast on in this case, mainly because of its stretchiness. I find it perfect for brims. If you want to use this cast on and don't know how to, I'll link the tutorial I have. Once the stitches are cast on, place a marker to indicate the beginning of the round and make sure the stitches aren't twisted. See how all the bumps face inward? That's what we're aiming for. Join in the round and work in a knit 1 through the back loop, purl 1 rib, until the brim measures 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. To make the knit 1 through the back loop, you just have to insert the needle through the back loop and knit it, like this. Switch to larger needles and knit 2 rounds. Now the fun begins, the colorwork pattern. The chart starts at the bottom right corner and is read from right to left. Each square represents a stitch and the color to use. For clarity, you can copy the chart onto a blank sheet and color it with your chosen yarns. Okay, in the first row it says we need to knit 2 stitches with color A and then knit 1 stitch with color B. When working with 2 colors, you can hold both yarns in the left hand for continental knitters. You can also hold both yarns on the right hand, like English knitting style, like this, or one in each hand using the two-handed method, continental for one color, English for the other. I prefer the two-handed method because it helps maintain even tension. Whatever method you choose, consistency is key, so stick to it for the entire project. Okay, let's continue with the pattern. We have to knit 3 stitches with color A. And now repeat the same pattern until the end of the round. Knit 2 stitches with color A and then we switch to color B. Careful about the tension. The length of the float will depend on how many stitches you have on the needle. You don't want to have a loose float, nor a tight one. As you can see, I am leaving just enough to cover all these stitches, so the fabric don't get distorted. let's go to the second row. From right to left, we have to knit 1 stitch with color A, knit 3 with color B, and then knit 2 with color A. And we repeat. Knit 1 with color A, knit 3 with color B, and then knit 2 with color A. Okay, repeat until the end of the row. Alright, we need to introduce color C. For this, we can drop color B. There is no need to cut the yarn. And now we need 2 stitches with color C. Knit 1 with color A, knit 2 with color C, and knit 1 with color A. Repeat this until the end of the round. Now we have to drop color C and use color A and B. The pattern says we have to knit 1 stitch with color B, knit 3 with color A, knit 2 with color B, and now we have to repeat all until the end of the row. Okay, for this row, we start by knitting 5 stitches with color A and knit 1 with color B. But because we're going to use color C again in row 7, there is a way to carry the yarn so we don't have to cut and insert the color over and over again. For this, we insert the right needle in the first stitch and grab color C on your needle, as if to knit. But don't knit it yet. Grab color A and wrap the needle with it too. Then take color C and drop it in front of color A. Now knit the stitch with color A and you're now carrying the yarn. You can repeat this every 2 rows so you make sure you have the color next time it is called for. Okay, you just have to knit an entire row with color A. Okay, it is time to use color C again, but because we'll use it for the 6th stitch, something I like to do is to level it into this row, so we don't have a diagonal strand of yarn. So for this, we carry the yarn as we did before in row 5. And now knit with color A for a total of 5 stitches. Then we knit 1 stitch with color C. Repeat pattern until the end of the round. Knit with color A until the end of the row, but now I'll carry color B with me. When I am using more than 2 colors, I tend to carry each color 1 per row, interchanging them. Make sure you have this in mind if you don't want to cut the yarn. Okay, now you can continue like this until the end of the colorwork pattern, so we can start shaping the crown of the hat. Okay, we've made it to the last part, and this is how our hat should look now. So cute! Look how beautiful the floats are. This is how the yarn looks when you carried it. Not too tight, not too loose. The fabric doesn't get distorted, and the best part is that we don't have to weave in what could have been many tails of yarn. We're going to start shaping the crown so we can close the hat. First, we have to knit a setup row before we start decreasing. Because we're not going to use color B and C anymore, we can finally cut the threads. Now, with color A, we're going to knit 19 stitches and place a marker. Repeat this until the end of the row. We now have 6 sections. We can begin decreasing. Knit 1, and then we slip, slip, knit, which is quite simple. You just have to slip 1 stitch, slip the 2nd stitch, and then you're going to knit them both together through the back loop. Now we have to knit 2 stitches before marker. Knit 2 together and slip the marker. We have to repeat this for all the remaining sections. Okay, now knit the entire row. We have to repeat these 2 rows 7 more times, for a total of 8 decreasing rows. As the stitch count decreases, you can switch to double-pointed needles or use the magic loop technique to manage the stitches more comfortably. If you're going to use the magic loop technique, what I like to do is pull my right needle like this, and then place 2-3 stitches on the needle, so it helps me get the tension right. After completing this section, we should have 18 stitches remaining on your needles. So now we have to slip, slip, knit all the time until the end. Break the yarn, draw the tail through the remaining stitches with your darning needle and pull tight. Careful not to break the yarn though. Now weave in all ends and give it a good wet block. And that's it, the hat is done! Why not experiment it with other techniques? Try different cast-ons, explore new color combinations, or even change how you hold the yarn to see how it affects your tension. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what you thought about the Fair Isle technique. Was it easier than you expected? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more knitting tutorials. I'll see you in the next video.